My name is Seth. I am the founder of Gimped Hero Games. I've been in the game industry and tech industry for about, 15 years or so. And I've always been working towards founding my studio ever since I can remember, since I was 5 years old. Over the last couple of years, I've been testing a theory that I would be able to fund this game studio through contributing to decentralized node operations with hardware, with an internet connection, and trying to understand the community as much as I possibly can. I decided to pull the trigger. I got my office, my studio. I got a fiber optic internet connection with it, and so far it's working. I'm not rich by any means. I'm not making tremendous amounts of money. I can't quit my day job just yet, but it is working. I am earning money every single day that I can use towards my bills, towards paying for my internet connection. And if I keep going this way, I think by the end of the year I will probably be able to reach my first goal. I'm creating this video to kind of share my progress, what I've been doing, and kind of start putting out this idea to everybody else, every other creative who's ever wanted to create a game or create a movie or a comic book or anything else like that. There's a new path that we might be able to utilize to see if we can position ourselves to be able to do that. And to be able to do that without having to sell our soul to a publisher or some venture capitalist or anything else like that that's going to slowly start taking away creative control from our own visions. So that's what I'm wanting to share with you today. This is my very first video that I've ever created. I am incredibly uncomfortable right now, so please excuse me. I'm gonna have jump cuts. I'm going to probably look like crap and everything, but I really hope that I can present some information to you today that is useful and that you might be able to take and run with for your own endeavors in creating something awesome. So with that, I'll just kind of go into the meat and potatoes of it right now. Let's see. Okay, so as I mentioned, working on funding my game studio. I'll talk a little bit about decentralization and node operations, just kind of give you an idea what it is, but for the most part, I'll tell you the projects that I'm in, I'll tell you what I'm earning right now, how that's going, and what my goals are, and what I think I'll be able to do eventually at some point. But it'll be up to you to really kind of research and learn about these things on your own. I'm just trying to show you there's another path besides Kickstarter or Indiegogo or a publisher or, borrowing from grandma or whatever it might be, So, okay, decentralization and node operations. What these are is, so there are kind of two systems or networks that you can think of. So there's centralized servers and networks, and then there's decentralized. For centralized, that's going to be like your AWS or Amazon Web Services, Microsoft. In like gaming, for like MMOs and stuff, you can think like World of Warcraft. Each one of those are a single point of failure. AWS, if they get hacked, if somebody, tries to DDoS them or whatever it might be, it's a single place that is a single point of failure. They can also choose, like, if you guys remember Parler back in, I don't remember when it was, like 2020, 2019, maybe even just after COVID, I don't remember. Amazon Web Services or whatever platform actually shut down their access to be able to, run their software on their site. So that's a centralized power. They can choose if they decide that, we don't like that guy Seth because whatever reason, I don't really care. We're going to shut down his access to his website so he can't use our platform anymore or whatever. Decentralized systems they're sharded and fragmented across thousands and thousands of different operators like myself. We don't have access to the network beyond contributing data storage to it or whatever the network is for. We can't kick anybody out. We can't stop anybody from using it, and nobody can kick us out or stop us from using it either. That's a decentralized system. It is permissionless and unbiased, and that is the most powerful thing that any individual has ever had before, ever. So that's the first thing, is that it's something that nobody else controls, and it's something that everybody can access. And that to me is beautiful, and it's the way that it should be. So with that very, very rough and brief description, I highly suggest learning a little bit more about it yourself, and because there's a lot of people out there that can explain these things much better than me. I don't know if you realize or not, but I'm kind of a moron. So Anyway, okay, so going into my own personal goals, as I mentioned, about 6 months ago, I decided to pull the trigger and get my office and start operating this stuff. My goals since then have been to offload all of the operating expenses, which is the rent, which is about $600 a month, and the internet, which is about $150 a month. So $750 a month. My first goal is to offload all of that onto, or pay for all of that using the income that I'm generating from my node operations. To do that, I need to earn about $25 a day. Currently, I'm operating 3 different nodes. I'm going to be jumping into some more systems and everything, or some more node networks at some point. For right now, I'm just doing these as I'm, kind of getting my feet wet and learning these systems. Right now, I'm operating Infinity Rising file nodes, some World Mobile Air nodes, and I'm operating an Iagon Cyclone. And I'll go into each one of these bit by bit. So first of all, Infinity Rising, we'll go right here. This is Infinity Rising it's a Web3 MMO. And the way that it works is, you can play it just like an MMO, except that you can own actual property. It can never be lost or taken away from you. You can own an apartment, you own vehicles, you can set up your own trade routes, any number of things. Like, it's a really amazing project. I've been a part of it for about a little over 4 years. Last year they created file nodes, which you can think of as when you log into like World of Warcraft's, get file updates and stuff like that. You download patches and then you log into the game. Well, with the file nodes, instead of downloading those patches from the centralized server or whatever, you're actually downloading them from operators like me. So I have a PC, it has all of the game files, and whenever somebody is logging in and downloading updates, they're downloading it from me, from other people, and there's all kinds of security measures and stuff like that set up. There's checksums and everything, so it's secure. It's not like you're downloading, malicious software or anything else like that from any of the operators on this system. But this saves, I think right now a single download from a centralized server costs about $3 for 45 or so gigabytes. $3 for every single person that downloads the game. After a while, if you got 1,000 people downloading it and they're doing it a couple times a month, I mean, that gets expensive, right? Especially for a small project that's not even into like beta or anything like that. So what this does is they are able to offload the cost onto operators like me and then pay us a certain amount of money per file chunk that we're actually distributing out. Right now, between my 3 pools right here, and I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of anything, but the 3 pools that I'm operating right here, right now I'm uploading about 9 gigs or so per day. So if you were to put that into like AWS terms or something like that, AWS data egress I think is around like 9 cents or so. So I'm earning right now between like $200 and $500. Well, I'll just say right now I'm earning about $1 to $3 per day off of these nodes that I'm operating. As the game grows, as it gets more adoption, as more and more people are using it, that amount that I'm earning increases significantly. So then, if I'm earning, $1 to $3 per day now, maybe in a year when, they actually have an alpha release or a beta release or something like that, and more people are playing, then all of a sudden I'm earning, $4 to $6 or $6 to $10 per day. And it starts to add up after a little while. So as I show, these are my 3 different node pools. You can see I'm earning, I'm sharing a lot of different data and everything. And if we go to the rewards tab, you can see that right now, and these are all in Rise tokens and everything, but the value ends up being between like $1 and $3 per day. So, but just showing you that it's here. I'm doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. I've got over 1,000 pages of rewards data and stuff like that. So the next node is coming back here. So right now, averaging, we're just looking at, right now I'm earning $2 per day if you're averaging it out and everything. So World Mobile, this is a decentralized mobile network. So like Verizon or AT&T or anything else like that. It's decentralized, meaning that people that own different pieces of the network actually earn income from the network as it's transferring data, uploading and downloading from the different of the network. As of right now, I'm earning about $1.70 per node per month. So for $63, what does that end up being? Let's see. I did the math here before. So we'll go $1.70 times 12. That's $20. $20.40 per year, right? So at $64, that ends up being about a 30% ROI for every $600 that I put in. So every month I'm purchasing about 10 nodes at a time. Like I said, right now I have 30. My goal is to own 100 at the end of the year. So that'll end up being about $170 per month. Let's do that calculator again. So 170 divided by just 30 is $5.66 per day. You know, once I actually achieve that. Right now I'm earning is a little over $50 for the 30 nodes that I have. So we'll go back here. So right now I'm earning about $5, or at the end of the year when I achieve my goal, I should be earning about $5.50 per day and that's for 100 nodes. So we're already at, you know, $7.50 per day out of this $25 goal that I'm trying to achieve, right? Iagon is a decentralized cloud storage network, and they are also going to be doing decentralized compute network too. So I have a custom PC that's operating. Right now I've got 12 terabytes of data storage. People are uploading, you know, their like images or files, whatever it might be. It's all secure, it's encrypted, I don't have access to it, and people are able to use the hard disk space and pay me for it. And I think centralized web services or centralized data storage, I think it's like 2 or 3 cents per gigabyte per month or something. So right now, as far as what I'm earning currently, I think I calculated it out to about $5 a day for the amount that I have invested in the network and in this PC, and then also in other staking things that I've set up for, you know, just tokens that I have and everything like that. Right now I'm earning about $5 a day. So if we come here and we're looking at this, when they set up the decentralized compute, which it isn't even operational yet, but once they do set that up, this amount will also increase as well. And it'll be CPU based compute. There's no GPU in this PC or anything, but at any rate. So currently I'm earning about $5 per day. So if I do nothing else for the rest of this year, and you know the value of these networks don't increase or decrease or anything, at the end of this year I'm looking at earning, what is this, $13 a day. I'm halfway to my $25 goal if I do nothing else, and if the networks that I'm, like I said, contributing to do not increase or decrease in value. They have huge potential for increase. They can also go belly up, and they can completely fail. And then I'll be out, you know, whatever, it's a risk. But I don't mind taking the risk because I believe in these systems. I believe in Infinity Rising. I think it's going to be a great game. I can't wait to play it and build my own stuff on my own land and set up my own trade routes and everything else. World Mobile is connecting the unconnected, like that's their actual motto. They're setting up connections in Pakistan, all over Africa, all over the place, and getting people the ability to connect to the rest of the world. And by connecting to the rest of the world, then all of a sudden they can connect to and, you know, join the financial systems, be their own bank with, you know, different like Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. And you know, with Iagon as well, like Iagon is incredibly impressive project. With they have a solid community. Their tech is phenomenal. I don't even know how many patents they have at this point, but they have been building for the last 5 years at least. So at any rate, I don't mind taking a chance on these projects. Now, getting back to funding the game studio, if I do nothing else, I am already halfway to my goal of paying for my office and paying for the internet connection for it just on my passive income. Now, if these projects, you know, double in size, and they're minuscule, like they're very, very small as they are. If they double in size, all of a sudden that has the potential to double this income. So if Infinity Rising doubles in size, and say there's 500 people using the game and playing the game right now, say 1,000 people start using the game and playing the game, then all of a sudden my earning potential goes from $1 to $3 to like $4 to $6 per day. If World Mobile, if you know, they keep getting adoption with more and more people across the entire world, especially the unconnected people who don't really have any other options because it's not worth these big centralized corporations to connect them by, you know, running infrastructure out into the hills or wherever these people live, you know. As these companies grow, so does my earning potential. Now all of a sudden, if I'm halfway there at the end of the year and say this is a great year, all of these projects double in size and adoption, then all of a sudden I'm earning my goal. And we're talking market cap on these projects are, you know, $10 to $50 million. Like that's super tiny, incredibly tiny. The room for growth the potential for it is massive. So I'm still learning about new projects. I'm still trying to jump into some as they're coming up, as I'm finding them and doing research on them. There's some that I have in mind, and as soon as I can invest in them, I will. But the whole point is that this is working so far. Right now, I'm earning at least $2 per day, more closer to $7 or so by the end. Well, $7, $8 maybe per day. By the end of this year, I'll be upwards of 12 to 13, and then if everything goes well, then I could be even more than that. This has potential to found their own, development houses, whatever it might be. We can create the things that we've always wanted to create, and we can do it without selling our souls. I believe that we are on the edge, on the verge of a creative renaissance. I think that over the next 10 years, with tools that we can offload the amount of overhead that we have to have in studio, using tools like AI coding tools, all the easier art tools and everything. Development has never been more democratized than it is right now, and it's getting better and better. So if you can limit your overhead, if you can get together with just a couple of buddies, or just yourself, or whatever it might be, set up your infrastructure, your studio, whatever it might be, and start looking at projects like these, you might be able to get yourself into a position to where you don't have to have a job anymore. You can support decentralized networks, you can get paid for it, and you can use that income to fund your own creative endeavors. This is such an amazing time to be alive, and I'm going to continue to document this. I'll let you guys know how it's going as I'm working on things, as I'm jumping into new networks and new projects. I'll put out videos and show you guys what I'm doing. But so far, my theory is panning out, and I have every faith that it's going to. So, this is, I don't know, I think this is freaking awesome. So anyway, but I hope that I hope this gives you a little hope. I hope that you get excited by this, and if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want to know or you want to learn more, feel free to leave comments. You can message me on X at @GimpedHeroGames, and then you can also just talk in the comments on YouTube or Rumble or whatever. Yeah, I would love to talk with you about it. You can also do your own research. Ask Grok, ask ChatGPT, whatever AI tool you use. I mean, there's a lot of great information in those too. Grok is probably better because it's actually tapped into X, and there's a lot of X information going on back and forth in all these different projects. So otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Thanks for putting up with my silly talking. Like I said, I'm super uncomfortable with doing this, but I think this is really important to get out and tell you guys about. So otherwise, thank you, and best of luck in everything, and hasta.